Hello everyone and welcome back. So just lately I've been on the marijuana bandwagon. I've been on the kratom bandwagon and basically been very vocal about my, opposition to these things. And now there's a new study that reveals terrifying effects that excessive drinking for 35 years has on your brain. I'll put a link to this article in the description to this video. I'm sure I'm going to catch some flack for this because I've already been accused of being a party pooper and, I'm not being realistic and people should be allowed to do whatever they want. And, how dare I tell people how to live their lives? Look, we're all grown-ups. You can live your life any way that you want to live it. This particular article is saying that when they looked at people who have been drinking for years and years and years, it causes damage, right? I mean, it's a toxin. It's as simple as that. It says alcohol use disorder is defined by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism as an impaired ability to stop or control alcohol use despite adverse social, occupational, or health consequences. The study looked at the brains of 18 people with AUD. Compared to people without alcohol addiction, these long-term alcohol use showed major gene change that make people more vulnerable to addiction. So the more you drink, the worse it gets. I think that's what they're trying to say. And so, look, any time that you're using a substance that is, for lack of a better word, mind-altering, you risk doing damage. Now, look, if you want to sit at home every night, knock back a six-pack, hey, good on you, as long as you're not driving drunk, or potentially causing harm to anybody else, that's your business. And I've been pretty vocal about the fact that you could do that with marijuana too. Sit at home, get stoned out of your mind. But in my world, our mission is to save families, okay, whose loved ones are suffering from substance use, mental health disorders, and failed attempts at recovery. So we're dealing with families whose lives are being destroyed because somebody in the family has a substance use disorder, like they're talking about in this article, and that can be caused by marijuana or kratom or alcohol. Okay, if your use of a certain substance is affecting your ability to function on a regular basis, then there's a problem here, and we need to talk about that. Okay, and we need to talk about how we can help you to save your family. Because if somebody in the family is sick and this is a disease, it will not only destroy your loved one, it'll destroy your family too. And I've seen it up close and personal. And so I'm not here to telling people how to live their life. I am here to advocate for families whose lives are being destroyed. And so I hope that you can separate the two. And know that when I put out this content and I tell you this is how I feel, that I'm coming from a place of love. But at the end of the day, if you're a family and you have a loved one suffering and you're okay with that, then you're okay with that. That's fine. This is a no judgment zone. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm offering you an option if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. If you're sick and tired of watching your loved one waste away and die. In any event, okay, I think I've made my piece, said what I wanted to say. If you have any comments or questions, or you agree with me, or you disagree with me, as long as it's done respectfully, I'm okay with that. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Even if you want to call me a party pooper, I'm okay with that too. Just do it nicely. And if there's an issue that you're seeing in your family and you haven't seen any content from me about that, post. I'll make you a video. Because if it's affecting your family, it's likely affecting somebody else's. And it's really important to me that you get the information that you need. So you can decide if you want to have a conversation with us about what options may or may not be available, legal and non-legal. And if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more of this content, I put out a video every single day, typically twice a day. Then please subscribe to our channel. And with that said, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for doing that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.